Bloody Shed Lounge.
Welcome to Bloody Shed Lounge.
Wah, wah. Hi, everyone.
Hey. This episode is not an episode.
So, what did you call it?
This is an ambush-isode.
Yay!
I am ambushing you with a story. Michelle has no idea what I'm about to talk about.
No idea.
But I thought it would be kind of fun to scare you.
Great. I like that.
There's a holiday coming up.
It's a non-scary holiday.
It's a non-scary. You should be scared.
Okay.
Thanksgiving. I don't know why people give thanks at Thanksgiving. It's kind of a fucked up holiday anyway. I mean, we kind of screwed over a bunch of Indians and stuff.
Right.
But, there's, how do you feel about turkeys?
Turkeys and the animals in general.
Well, I mean, turkeys as far as eating them. Do you like turkey?
I do like turkey.
Yeah.
I like turkeys that are properly prepared. I make a pretty good turkey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then you probably should be really careful.
Really?
Because there are turkeys out there that probably know. And they're not happy with us.
They're out to get me?
Don't trust turkeys.
Is it turkey mafia?
Turkey, I think there is.
Really?
I think there is. There totally is. But before we get into it, hey, everyone, like us, share us, tell all your butchers about us.
That's right. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, on the Bloody Shed Lounge where...
Do we need a disclaimer for this episode?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, if you are a vegetarian, you might be thrilled by this episode.
Or if you're a turkey.
If you are a turkey, well, rejoice, because turkeys kill.
Turkeys kill. That sounds like a shirt that the Smiths would wear.
You think the Smiths would wear that shirt?
Turkeys kill. Yeah.
How would this song go?
Turkeys kill.
That's it? That's like a heavy metal song.
Well, I need a few minutes to come up with some lyrics
okay, well,
here.
While I torture you with some stories and tell you just how bad turkeys have gotten over the centuries, and you can think of some lyrics.
They've evolved?
They have. I mean, to a degree, there are obviously very bad drivers, or I don't know, maybe they have road rage or something.
Mm-hmm.
So 2019, Michigan. A 70-year-old man is riding his motorcycle and just out of nowhere, a flock of turkeys just flies across the road. One hits his chest. He crashes, hits the guardrail, tears off a leg at the knee, and he dies later of his injuries because a turkey hit him going down the road.
Oh, wow.
And that was not the first incident.
Okay.
They hit a car in the area a month before that. And a year earlier, another biker was severely injured. It happens all the time. I found articles going back to the 1900s when some turkey went apeshit on the side of a car because he saw his reflection and just attacked the car to death.
Because he saw his reflection and thought, who is that dumbass? I'm going to kill it.
Who knows? Yeah, but just be careful going through the backwoods country because... bam, before you know it, you might just find, your face full of glass and feathers or something.
What's that thing that hangs off the bottom of a turkey's face?
They're
that gobble gobble that gobble gobble thing?
I don't remember. Gibbet? I don't remember what that, it's not a gibbet I don't remember what the hell that called. I didn't want to dig into any sort of respectful
I'll figure
research.
it out. We'll figure it out. Also, I was wondering what a flock of turkeys is called.
Oh, they are appropriately called a gang.
Are they really? No.
I think they're called a gang
That's
of turkeys.
hilarious.
And they're a fucking gang. I mean, they're scarier than you think. Turkeys can fly, right?
Yes.
55 miles an hour.
I just picture when you said that, the movie Warriors, this gang of turkeys going, come out to play.
But they don't have the claws. They can't do that
Right,
thing
they're
with
just using their feathers
glasses.
going, come out to play.
So, in 1992, a turkey shot a man.
What?
Dead serious. Pardon the pun. So this turkey is sitting in the trunk of the car, injured, and Larry lands and his 16-year-old son. Well, his 16-year-old son was apparently trying to pull this turkey out that they had shot out of the trunk to show it off to someone, whatever. And they thought it was dead, but it wasn't. It starts thrashing around, and with one of his claws, he gets a hold of the shotgun trigger, and off goes the gun, shoots right through the side panel of the car, and shoots Larry Lands in the leg. And the kicker, pardon the pun, was that they were hunting a week before the turkey season.
Oh.
So they got in trouble. And we're not supposed to even be shooting turkeys.
That is revenge.
I'm telling you, man. And they have accomplices.
They do?
They have accomplices.
Other animals?
In April of 2020 in Springfield, Missouri, a hunter was also out using a turkey call to lure the birds out, because that's what they do, right? Hey, it's basically, hey, baby, you want some action
right.
in turkey language. And suddenly a bobcat jumps on his head and starts
laughing.
tearing into him.
Oh,
right?
no.
He throws it off, shoots it dead. Apparently his call was too good or something. I don't know.
It was probably annoying.
Who knows?
He's probably like, shut the hell up.
I think the doomed cat thought he was dinner, but,
Oh, right. He thought that guy was an actual turkey.
Tasty.
He was a turkey.
He was a turkey. God damn it. And, not even just animal accomplices, humans, too.
Really? That defend turkeys?
No, that have used turkeys to kill.
Really?
Yeah. In 1909, someone tried this shit. San Francisco, there was an attempt to poison a family. Adolf Ottinger, who was like a railroad ticket broker. He was retired and sitting down to dinner with his family. And the chef steps away from making turkey dinner and comes back a few minutes later, and there's another prepared turkey just sitting there, like everything, stuffing, the fixins, it's just there waiting for them to serve it. Okay, well, that's awesome. He runs to the door. No, but I don't see one out there. But you know what? Just chef, put it in the pantry icebox, and because we already got our turkey, so we'll just save that for later. Whoever it was, thanks. So they go, they have their Thanksgiving turkey, and the next day they look in the icebox, and what? Turkey looks a little green.
Really? Don't eat things that people leave on your doorstep.
No.
Unless you know who it's from. Don't eat it.
Don't do it. I don't trust any. You know what? I don't even like people I work with. They bring foods like the holiday cookies and stuff. Potluck. I ain't seen your kitchen. I don't know what your kitchen looks like. I know my kitchen's a mess.
Right. I'm always a little nervous about that.
Yeah. No. And so he's suspicious. He takes it to a chemist who found out that the dressing was basically half arsenic. Like one mouthful would have fucking killed you.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's no clue. They never found who left the turkey, but somebody didn't like them because they had all kinds of incidences, somebody trying to set the house on fire and stuff like that.
Someone
did not like, you didn't give me a good ticket to somewhere on a railroad, and fuck you.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
But you shouldn't leave a turkey because you have to assume that they already had a turkey. You have to leave like a pie or something like that.
Who knows?
Not like I'm giving anyone ideas out there.
No.
I'm just saying that was not very well thought out.
But they almost got somewhere with this because it was sitting next to a couple of grapefruits. That's how poisonous this was, that they ate those grapefruits and got sick from eating grapefruits that were literally next to the turkey.
Wow.
Insane. Yeah. And you know what? Turkeys don't even like democracy.
They don't?
They don't like democracy. Like,
what are they, communists?
I don't know
Damn
what they
communist
are.
turkeys?
I mean, maybe there's a politician out there right now who should have thought about this and conspired with them, because in 1929 in Texas, a turkey attacked Kelly McEwen because he was taking his ballot. At the time, they call it a poll receipt. He was taking his ballot to vote. And he's walking down the road, and a turkey behind a fence, like, attacks and steals his ballot from him. And this guy climbs over the fence and wrestles with the turkey. And I grew up with turkeys as a kid on a farm. I mean, them fuckers can get big, and they are not nice.
Well, they have such a tiny little head that there's not a lot going on.
But yeah, he actually got his paperwork back from the dude and beelined it back to the fence with the turkey fucking chasing him down. So he can, turkeys are straight up
I'm sure it went
psycho.
straight to Fox News and they had to do a whole recount.
I'm sure. And turkeys are psycho. I'm telling you, they're psycho. And 1931, December 25th. That's a nice, enjoyable holiday time. And in Laurinburg, North Carolina.
Wasn't that the Depression?
1931. Well, maybe it wasn't.
It wasn't such a nice holiday time.
Maybe it was not enjoyable for them at that time. Well, and this is probably this added to the Depression. W.L. Roper was going to demonstrate to whoever was watching, I have no idea, how to properly kill a turkey. It may start with a knife to the brain, apparently.
What?
I'm guessing maybe his reasoning, I'm just conjecture here, right, is maybe because 2 years earlier there was a mishap. In December 20th, 1929, there was a man who was about to decapitate a turkey. And the turkey, I guess you say they have small brains, but this little guy knew he had to act fast. So he kicked and gouged, and the knife flies into the man's arm,
Wow.
severing an artery. And the turkey jumps on him and tries to kill him and then struts off.
This is why I buy the frozen turkeys.
Yeah, so maybe that's why Mr. Roper was hoping to explain how you properly do this, but it did not go well. 2 years later, Roper is going to demonstrate the right way to kill a turkey, but the turkey swallows the knife.
What?
Swallows the
How
knife.
is that possible?
I don't know. That's all they say.
It's like a circus freak turkey?
I don't know. He swallows the knife and attacks him and sends him to the hospital to get stitches and then casually walks off.
Wow.
I
That's
found this story
dangerous turkey.
in the news article where I found this story. It was right next to a story about Al Capone.
There was a lot of dangerous criminals back
Telling
then.
you, turkeys. I'm not going to go anywhere for Thanksgiving this year. I'm terrified. And they weren't done.
Well, my parents do have live chickens, so you should be a little frightened.
Maybe. I don't know. They're like the little henchmen of the
Right.
fowl kingdom. Like 7 years after that, somebody else died too. Emmett. Forrest E. Emmett was December 15th in Oregon, 1939, getting ready to kill one of his turkeys. He was a turkey farmer on a Friday night. And somehow the bird got the upper hand of this, flapped him with his wings, because they got big wings, right? And stuck the knife into Forrest's chest. And Forrest dies within minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you stumble across this situation, you're not going to assume the turkey did it.
How would you guess the turkey did that?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, that's okay. I'll give turkeys their due there. Like, someone's about to kill you, you're going to fight back. So good on them. But I'm telling you, turkeys they hate red.
They hate the color red?
They hate the color red.
I didn't know that.
Well, okay, to go a little science-y for a second, think about the color. Like, turkeys' necks will change color with their emotions. They're like this little angry...
Do they really?
You know those little things that you had? Like,
A mood ring?
The mood rings or whatever that would change colors? Turkeys' necks do that.
I didn't know that.
They'd be white, purple, red, yeah.
Oh.
And so when they see another turkey with red, that's basically my competition. Like,
Okay.
You know, I wanna egg this girl up. Wait.
Egg her up.
I don't know. How do they say it? I don't know in the turkey kingdom.
They want some foul play.
So they hate red, and that's something that Frank Stadden learned the hard way. Damn near lost his eyesight in 1911, and his nose was bit off by an infuriated turkey. And
How does a turkey bite your nose off?
I don't know. But so basically, he was selling turkeys, and one of the turkeys flew up into the tree. So Frank loads his gun and shoots and actually brings the bird back down. But it was only slightly wounded. Like, dude, if you're going to do that, you got to finish the
Now
job.
it's really
Now
angry.
it's pissed off. So, yeah, it struck back. It drove its talons into his hands and bored holes into his face. I'm kind of paraphrasing the articles here. Disfigured his nose.
You're actually making me afraid of turkeys now.
Turkeys?
You are successful.
Am I successful? Oh, well, I ain't done. Yeah, I mean, poor Staten, he never thought in his life anything like that would happen, and it seemed like he never seen such a ferocious turkey.
Sure he didn't.
In Boston, I mean, to this day, turkeys have organized crime gangs.
In Boston.
In Boston, it happens every year. You could just look through the years, and there's always some turkey terrorizing a neighborhood. This month, it's a turkey called Oscar in Hyde Park.
I've heard about these turkeys that do, like, when the neighbors come outside and they chase around, like, the mailmen and the mail carriers, and they chase the neighbors when they're trying to get in their cars. But I didn't realize it was such a thing.
That it can kind of be dangerous if you're not ready. And it's coast to coast.
I just thought it was amusing. I didn't know that people could actually get hurt.
Their gang runs coast to coast. Last month in Oakland, California, it was a turkey named Gerald. And he had
Who's naming these turkeys?
You know, the people who live in the neighborhood who think that, oh, isn't it cute?
Yeah.
And they,
Till you lose a nose.
Oh, they also hate children.
They do?
They do not like children. I'm telling you.
Turkeys aren't nice.
They're not nice. There's numerous instances. I mean, there's famous people. There's an Earl of Roslin in the 1700s that was almost killed in childhood by a turkey. 1859, there's a death on the rolls in England. Here in 1895 is the first one that I spotted. Actually, no, I spotted one earlier I'd tell you about. But in a pissed off turkey, like, just attacks this kid, tears off his nose tip, part of the upper lip, and like yanks the eyeball out.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll give you one guess what dinner was that night.
Lamb.
No. Well, it's a common theme because it's all okay. You want me to tell you a good, successful story?
About a turkey attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone that fought back?
The unexpected.
Okay.
In 1911, April 24th, 1911, a mare horse belonging to John Cooper was the heroine. And so basically this 24-pound monster turkey decides to attack their child. They had never had any problems with this turkey before. It just went Cujo, maybe because the kid was wearing red. And he starts screaming as the turkey's attacking him, like trying to scalp him, basically. And the horse actually runs over and stands over the child and uses his head to take the brunt of the attack until the
Horses are so awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. And yeah, they had turkey that night for dinner. Turkeys have killed Supreme Court justices.
What? Wait.
At the state level.
Okay, still. What?
Yes. 1734, Samuel Spencer was born, and he was educated at Nassau Hall, which we now call Princeton. And he was one of like the first lawyers in, I guess, what's called the PD area of North Carolina. And he kind of turned in favor of. He was on the militia for the Crown. And around 1774, he changed sides, joined the American Liberty Movement, right? And around the start of the Revolutionary War, he joined North Carolina's first Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. And, did his thing through the years. But in 1792, his health was kind of failing. But, he's still on the Supreme Court. So he's taking a break around 1794. It's August maybe it's March 1793. There's a couple of articles that got the dates, so I'm not sure, but I'll go with March 1793.
Okay. We get the idea.
And between court sessions, he's resting at home. He's out on the veranda or porch.
I was going to say veranda.
Yeah, I don't know, porch, whatever they called it then, on his 5,000-acre estate.
What?
Must be nice. and just hanging out there with there's variations of this story because the family was a little embarrassed by it, so they came up with new versions of the stories over the years.
Okay, they didn't want to admit it was a turkey attack?
Well, they did, but they changed how he died and stuff. But so either a red cap or a handkerchief on his head to keep flies away, whatever it was. I mean, he must have been in really bad health because the dude's only 60 years old. So, but
back then, that's really old.
I guess so. So he's on the front porch and he's nodding off with red on his head. And a nearby turkey sees this and thought, "Oh, who's moving in on my fucking territory? Those are my what do turkeys say? My harem? Those are my bird bitches."
Right.
Turkeys haven't learned equal rights or anything like that.
No, they're misogynist, clearly.
Obviously. And yeah, turkeys have a long way to go. And this turkey attacks him. He attacks the judge, knocks him off his chair to the ground, starts clawing and pecking at him.
That sounds so terrifying. I don't know why Alfred Hitchcock didn't make a movie with attacking turkeys.
Well, it's probably because they scared the fuck out of him. Crows are much easier to deal with. Right. And they're obviously smarter. But yeah, he ended up dying of sepsis a few days later from his wounds.
Wow.
Yeah. So
when turkeys attack.
I'm telling you. People get up in arms over this. In 1994, Jake the turkey divided a community.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some neighbors had taken this bird in. You know,
it was like sort of a neighborhood pet.
I guess, kind of. And so they were all offended when Nolan Parsons strangled it. Strangled it.
He's lucky he got away with that.
Well, he says it's because the fucking turkey attacked me. And so then, yeah, a few people came out. Well, yeah, okay, you guys like your turkey, but they're kind of scary, man.
And they didn't believe him.
I'm telling you, turkeys, I grew up with turkeys when I was a kid, and I don't know. I mean, we kept them incarcerated. They were behind gates and shit. We did not.
Because your family knew.
They must have known, you know.
They didn't know.
But my family was a little fucked up too. When I was a kid, whenever it was time to
slaughter,
harvest a chicken, my grandpa would chop. So here's the process: is you have to get the feathers off. So there's like a boiling bath. Mm-hmm. So my grandpa chops the head off, and grandma's job was to dip the dead chicken into the hot water, so it's easier to pluck the feathers off. I know, sorry vegetarians if this is gross, but there was a step in the middle of that at the time I thought was very important. I realize now was just a sick sense of humor. My grandpa would, because chickens really do run around with their heads cut off.
Right.
And so his thing was to then put the beheaded chicken on the ground, and my job was to chase around this headless chicken until I could catch it, which is pretty hard to do because, I mean, it's hard enough to catch a live one, but how unpredictable is a chicken with no fucking head just stumbling?
How long would it run around?
Not long, but long enough that...
Right.
Yeah. What the fuck, Grandpa?
I'm sure he was highly amused.
I'm sure he was. So there you go. Have I destroyed Thanksgiving?
You have not destroyed it, but I'm terrified of turkeys now.
Yeah?
And I'm a little freaked out about chickens at this point. So thanks.
Oh, well.
But I have a new respect for horses.
Okay, so see, we got a heroine out of this and a horse.
And I'm not wearing red at any turkey farms anytime
soon. Please do not.
soon.
It's a scary thing.
I've always thought turkeys were very unappealing.
I mean, they look like little velociraptors with feathers.
They look like vultures. Sort of.
Kind of. I mean, they look evil.
And they have that like weird old man, like they look like that old man from Poltergeist that just shows up at the door that everyone is terrified of. They kind of look like him.
Maybe a little bit. Well, okay. So that was a shorter episode, but in the holiday spirit, I wanted to terrorize everyone's idea. Or, you know what, maybe you feel much more happy about that turkey you're eating because you're like, fuck you, turkey, stab it with your knife.
There you go.
Enjoy
and
that
now you
meal.
have some stories to share around the dinner table with your in-laws that you can, horrify them, and because you want to do that anyway.
You totally do. Anyway, this is Bloody Shed Lounge, and our intro and outro music is
Moonlight Magic, and the song is H is for Horse. Hey, H is for Horse.
Yeah.
We have a
Oh,
hero
that's
horse.
right. All right. Well, there you go. And you can find them on Spotify, and the album is called Phoenixotica. And we are Michelle and Charles. And
Thanks for listening, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you have a wonderful holiday.
yeah. Would you ever kiss a turkey?
I would not. Of course not. Not now.
They seem to have a habit of ripping lips off.
And on my nose. That's the part that scares me the most.
Really? You have a nose
I don't want a
phobia?
turkey to rip my nose off.
No?
I don't want anything to rip my
I
nose
mean,
off.
if you need a nose job, that's a cheap way to do it.
No.
I'm a terrible human being.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.